Hello class, I have this recording video about my comments and corrections with the assignment number 1 of your output. So I have created this video to explain further with my comments and corrections. So I'll be sharing with you the common mistakes that I have observed as I check your output. So I have listed here in my note the 6 major errors or corrections that I have observed of your output. The first one is the month that you're going to input in your cover page. So we will put December on your cover page. Okay, so as we can see here in this sample, we have November. So I know that you input here November because this is the month that you will have your oral defense. But the month that we're going to put in the cover page is the last month of the semester. So in our case, in the first semester of this academic year, so we will end on December. That is why we need to put December in our cover page. However, in the approval sheet, we can see here the date of oral defense. So that's the time that you will put the schedule of your oral defense. So in this case, for example, November 17, 2024. But again, for the cover page, you will not put December, but instead December because that's the last month of the semester in this academic year. Okay. Next, number 2, remove the page number in the first part of the chapter. So I have emphasizes this in my online lecture that we need to remove the page number in every first part of the chapter. For example, in chapter 1 and in chapter 2. So in this case, you can see here in chapter 2, we need to omit the page number. It should be blank page. But it is assuming that this is a page 22. That is why on the next page, it will be 23. But again, according to the Vice Unified format, we should not put a page number in every first part of the chapter. So for the chapter 1, we need to remove the page number. In chapter 2, in this case, again, there should have no page number. Okay, so that's the number 2. Now let's proceed to the number 3. Add SGD in the transmittal letter. Do not use the scanned letter. So I have also observed some of your transmittal letter that you put in the appendices part. Some of you scanned the actual letter and you input in the Microsoft Word or in your manuscript. So we need to remove that, the scanned actual transmittal letter, but instead we need to put the transmittal letter in a Word file. So one of our problem is because there's no a signature. So before they have put a scanned or they input a picture, which is the e-signature or electronic signature, but there's a correction on that part. So um, we're going to use the SGD instead. Okay, so the SGD represent that this letter is already signed by the signatories. So we'll have open and close parentheses and we will put SGD. Okay, so this is the abbreviation for signed. It means that this letter is already been signed by the signatories. Okay, SGD. So that's for number 3. Now let's proceed to number 4. Use past tense, especially in the methodology part. So I know that some of you are confused on this part because for your proposal, you are using a future tense, okay, from the word proposal. So you are still going to conduct the study, okay? So it was accepted. But for now, in the first semester, so it considered as your research 2 or thesis 2. So assuming that, not assuming, it's your study is already been conducted. That is why you're going to change the future tense into a past tense, especially on the methodology part. Okay. For example, here in this manuscript, research methodology. So we're going to use the past tense. But in this case, they are using a future tense. The study will be conducted. Okay, so this is a future tense. So you are going to change this one into a past tense. Okay, kindly review. So as you can also observe in my comments on your manuscript, so I just commented one part, but it doesn't mean that that's the only thing that you're going to edit. But what you're going to do is to review the other parts of your study, and to revise my correction. For example, I have commented here in the part of research environment and respondents. So I highlighted here will be, I commented change this into past tense. So it means that from the other area, you're going to change also. Okay, in this case, it is already used the past tense. But for the environment and respondents, they're still using a future tense. So what you're going to do is to change from future tense to past tense. Right, so we are done with the number 4. Now let's proceed to number 5. So in-text citation. So there are various errors of your manuscript. It depends on the citation. Some have an errors on the parenthetical, some have an errors with the narrative. So kindly review my previous lecture on the proper citation, especially using the APA 7th edition format. Okay, so I'm going to show to you some of the errors that I have observed. Again, there's a difference between the format on the narrative and parenthetical. Again, for narrative, it means that the citation is in the first part of the paragraph. So in this case, this one. And the example of parenthetical citation, it can be found in the last part of the paragraph. So in this case, this one. So you can see here that this is an error. Okay. So if we will put the citation in the last part of the paragraph, we need to put all the information within the parenthesis. And also the you need to take note on the period. Okay, so I will no longer discuss on the proper way of citing your sources because I already sent to you the explainer video regarding the proper citation. So kindly watch those online lecture and please review your manuscript and revise it according to the lectures that I have provided. Okay, so you need to take note on the proper citation, single authors, two authors, three or more authors that we're going to use et al. And the different citation format in the narrative and parenthetical. Okay, so kindly review, watch again the online lecture so that you will be guided on your revising of your manuscript. So we are done with the number 5 and let's proceed to the last, number 6. Spaces format, 3 spaces, double space, and single spaces. Okay, so kindly also review my online discussion with regards to the different spaces, the 3 spaces, double spaces, and single spaces. Okay, so for example, in this part, so this is correct from the last line of the last previous paragraph and then the subtitle or the title. So this gap is 3 spaces. But for the title and to the other paragraph, we can see here that this is a 3 spaces in which we need to use the double spaces. Okay. And also I have also observed, let's proceed to the references. Some of you have a confusion with regards to the spaces for the references. So in this case, you can see here, um, they are using double space, where in fact we need to use the single space for the reference list. So we need to eliminate the spaces between the lines. Okay, as you can observe here, this is the first line and this is the second line. So you can see that there is a gap or there's a space in between the two lines, so we need to eliminate that, and that is called single space. Okay, so assuming we already removed the spaces here, the spaces here, and also the spaces here, but on the next reference we need to add space on this part. Okay, so this is correct that you have a space here, one space here. So this is correct. But again, um, for the references, we need to eliminate the spaces between the line. Okay, need to omit the spaces here. Okay, but on the third, again, on the another references, we need to put one space. But within the reference, we need to remove the spaces here. So it is a single space, but one space every other references. Okay, so I hope that it is clear. So if you have some further questions, don't hesitate to chat in our group chat. Thank you. Bye bye.